Disculpe, sí, no,
Dice que
esperando.
no, no.
Yo pienso que está mejor así, sí. Sí, sí, gracias. Está activado ahí, ¿ya? Sí.
No la oigo.
I gotta do something.
Usted sí, pero yo no.
Sí, ok. Ajá. ¿Ya está todo?
I don't hear it.
Ok. Sí.
I don't hear anything.
Entonces usted no salió todavía.
Sí.
Ay,
Ah, pero tiene todo todavía.
I don't get it. I don't hear
Yes. All right, and that will be resigned. All right. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Have a seat, please. Good morning, everyone.
buenos días.
Buenos días. Whatever you think would cause the least amount of.
I don't have any sound.
That's fine. Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Today is June the 15th of the year 2023. It is
I
now
can't hear anything.
10:01 a.m. This is the Presidio County Courthouse. I am Jose Portillo Jr., and I'm the county judge.
I'm not hearing anything.
Presiding over your cases today in county. We're going to start with criminal arraignments. So the court is now in session. And our first call number is 6715. It's the state of Texas versus Richard Aguilar. The state of Texas versus Richard Aguilar. Richard Aguilar. Okay. Bailiff, I'll make a note of the cases that I'm calling. I'm going to highlight them with an off color, and we'll deal with those at the end of court. Thank you very much. Cause number 6982, the state of Texas versus Jesus Alfredo Banda. Cause number 6982, the state of Texas versus Jesus Alfredo Banda. Banda. Yes. Okay, who's the attorney? Okay. But their counsel has tried to get a hold of them and haven't had any luck. We'll try to help the attorney track them down. Cause number 6971, the state of Texas versus Brent Shepard Buchanan. Cause number 6971, the state of Texas versus Brandt Shepherd Buchanan. Cause number 7050, the state of Texas versus Samuel Caballero Purchase. Okay. I'm looking at that here. It looks like you're just waiting for an acceptance letter. Okay, so that should be done next go round. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Cause number 7054, the state of Texas versus Ramon Alejandro Gomez Calderon. We'll move to the next one. Cause, please. Yeah, we'll go to the next one. Did you have anything to add to that, Mr. Pond? Okay, so cause number 7053, the state of Texas versus Alex Matthew Montoya, and the same. An offer has been made and they've accepted, Mr. Pond? Yes. Okay. Cause number 6966, the state of Texas versus Anthony Dean Nunez. Anthony Dean Nunez.
Yes, I'm here, sir.
I'm sorry?
Yes, that's me.
How are you?
Good, and you, sir?
I'm doing well, thank you. Thank you for being here. Have you been read your rights, Mr. Nunez? Were you previously arraigned?
Yes, sir.
Do you have an attorney?
No, sir, I'm not aware.
You're not aware. Here's what I'm gonna do, Mr. Nunez. I'm gonna have the state's attorney, I'm gonna read you your rights again, and then I'm gonna ask you some questions, and then I'm gonna let the county attorney read the information on what you're being charged with. So you have the following rights. You have the right to remain silent and not make any statements, and any statement made by you may be used against you. You have the right to hire a lawyer to represent you. To have a lawyer appointed to represent you if you are indigent and you cannot afford a lawyer. To have your lawyer present during any interview with police officers or lawyers that are representing the state. And you have the right to terminate any interview with police officers or lawyers that are representing the state. Do you understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this morning I'm gonna have Mr. Ponton read the information on what you're being charged with.
Mr. Nunez, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
I'll shorten it a little bit, but the state of Texas basically charges that in the county of Presidio, you were driving while intoxicated with a breath alcohol level above 0.08 against the peace and dignity of the state, and you were arrested for that offense. And the judge will tell you what the potential criminal penalty for that. It's a second class B misdemeanor.
Okay.
So, Mr. Nunez, Class B misdemeanor is punishable by up to 180 days in the county jail. And you can also be fined up to $2,000. So you have a couple of options. You have the right to hire an attorney. You have the right also to apply for a court-appointed attorney if you're indigent and you qualify. You can also visit with the county attorney about your case, and you can discuss what your options are further with him.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
Can I go ahead and get a court-appointed attorney?
It's not going to be that easy. I have to ask you some specific questions. Some things have to be done before we can do that. Do you have a job?
Yes, sir.
You do work? How
Yes.
many hours a week do you work?
40 hours.
So it's a stable job. Do you make a good living?
Not a good living, but I make a decent amount of money.
Okay, where do you currently live?
I live in Midland, Texas.
Okay. So, Mr. Ponton, what is the process for them to go back through and see if they qualify?
They have to fill out an application for court-appointed attorney, file a financial affidavit with that, declaring what their income is and the jobs, et cetera, and then you review that to determine if they're eligible, I guess.
Please.
There's a website that they go to. So it's texas394th.com. They click.
If you want to come back around here and show, this is Mr. Nunez here.
Mr. Nunez.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, this will work. So, can you read this?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is the website that you're gonna go to fill out the application. And then you'll click the second box where it says fill out application. And then after you do that, if you qualify, the process will get started and you'll go ahead and be appointed an attorney at no cost to you, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, did you have a chance to write it down? It's texas394th.com. And there are going to be 2 black boxes when you get to the website, and you'll want to click on the second one.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Nunez, I will tell you, I'm going to allow for a continuance on your case. I want you to know that it is your responsibility to make sure when the court reaches out to you, that you reply and you respond and you're available. So
Yes, sir.
We will set your case for the next round of pre-trials or arraignment, either one. And we'll see how far along we've got. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So, Mr. Pont, do you have anything else to add?
That's all good.
Okay. So, you're free to go, Mr. Nunez.
I had a question, sir.
Please go ahead.
When I had got arrested that night and everything, I don't know if y'all are aware, but my license was suspended for 6 months and I had to pay a reinstatement fee and also a fine.
Okay.
So more or less, I don't know.
That's a simple-
Yeah, that's a whole nother administrative issue that you have with the state of Texas. If you're trying to obtain a license to drive during this entire process because of what happened.
Oh,
So,
okay.
but you said you already have one. You already got an occupational license. Is that what you're just talking about?
Well, no, I thought It's because I wasn't aware that I had court and everything. I thought I just had to pay the fine and then the suspension. I wasn't aware that I would have to go to court.
Yes. So there's a criminal case, and then there's administrative issue. In the state of Texas, a driver's license is a privilege. So unfortunately, due to your arrest, it triggered the administrative process and the suspension of your license. And that's why you're having to traverse through the occupational driver's license issue. But they'll be taken care of independently of each other. The
Okay.
matter that you have here before this court is criminal, and it's the driving while intoxicated.
Okay, yes, sir.
Okay, so good luck, and again, you're free to go, unless you have anything else to add.
No, sir, that's all.
Okay, very good. Cause number 6970, the state of Texas versus Pedro Viena Perez.
Sí, yo soy Pedro Pérez Veina.
Okay. ¿Habla usted, inglés, señor?
No, puro español.
Okay.
Your Honor, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Miss Santucci.
Okay, all right.
Okay. La señora Santucci le va a ayudar, ¿eh? Yo
Ok,
voy a decir-
gracias.
Yo le voy a decir unas cosas y luego ella le va a contestar.
Yo voy a traducir para el juez.
¿Sí?
Muy bien, gracias.
Si no entiende algo, me puede pedir que se lo repite.
Ok, muy bien, gracias.
De nada.
Mr. Perez, you have the right to remain silent and not make any statements, and any statements made by you may be used against you.
Señor Pérez, usted tiene el derecho de guardar silencio, no tiene que hacer ninguna declaración. Cualquier declaración que usted hace, se lo pueden usar en su contra.
You have
Muy
the
bien.
right. You have the right to hire a lawyer to represent you.
Tiene el derecho a contratar su propio abogado representante.
Ok,
You have to have a lawyer appointed to represent you if you are indigent and cannot afford a lawyer.
Y usted tiene el derecho que la corte nombre un abogado para usted si usted es indigente o no puede pagar un abogado para sí mismo.
ok, muy bien.
You have the right to have a lawyer present during any interview with police officers or lawyers that are representing the state.
Usted tiene derecho a tener su abogado presente durante cualquier interrogatorio con los oficiales o los abogados del Estado.
You have the right to terminate any interview with police officers or lawyers representing the state at any time.
Usted tiene derecho a parar en algún momento pues, este interrogatorio con los oficiales o la policía del Estado en cualquier momento.
Do you understand your rights?
¿Entiende usted sus derechos, señor?
Sí,
Yes.
sí, está muy bien.
Yes, that's fine.
So at this time, I'm going to have Mr. Perez, I'm going to have the county attorney read the charges, the information that they have against you.
En este momento, señor Pérez, yo voy a pedir que el procurador nos lee la acusación y la información contra usted.
Ok,
Mr. Pettis, I'm going to shorten it, but essentially the state of Texas charges that in the state of Texas in Presidio County, you owned or possessed equipment used or intended to be used for the purpose of fighting cops, fighting roosters.
Entonces, lo que tenemos es que en el estado de Texas, usted, señor, posee o poseía equipo o cosas para pelea de gallos.
And,
¿Entendió?
sí,
and that's the charge against you. And
Ese es el cargo.
I'll explain the rest of it to you.
Y luego se lo voy a explicar lo demás.
Okay.
So, Mr. Perez, you have the right to hire an attorney. You have the right to apply for a court-appointed attorney, or you can visit with the county attorney about your case and see if you can come to an agreement with the state.
O sea, entonces, señor Pérez, usted tiene derecho a contratar su propio abogado. Puede pedir que la corte le nombre un abogado sin gasto ninguno usted. Y usted también podría hablar personalmente con el abogado del condado sobre su caso y representación. ¿Entiende?
Sí, ajá.
If Ms. Santucci, if you could just make clear to him that if he's eligible, if he's indigent,
Sí.
then he could apply for an attorney.
Entonces, lo que pasa es si usted es indigente, o sea, es elegible para aplicar para un abogado nombrado por la corte, usted tiene que demostrar sus ganancias, ingresos y todo para poder calificar. Tiene que calificar, ¿me entiende, señor? Si usted quiere que el juez o el condado le nombre un abogado sin gasto ninguno a usted. ¿Entiende?
Sí, ajá, sí, entiendo.
Yes, yes, I understand. Do you want me to ask him if he has a choice, Your Honor, if he's decided what he wants to do?
If you would, please.
Entonces, señor Pérez, ¿cuál es su decisión de los tres? ¿Quiere contratar su propio abogado? ¿Quiere que la corte aplicar para que la corte le nombre un abogado? ¿O prefiere usted representar a sí mismo y hablar personalmente con el abogado del condado?
Pues en caso que lo necesite, pues necesitaría que me dieran uno de la corte porque no trabajo.
Okay, so if I need one, I think I need that the court gives me one because I don't work.
Thank you very much. Let me continue because I'm looking through this. Mr. Ponton, I see where there's several variations of this. It can go from a class C to a class B and A. Could you tell me which section of the law?
It would be the class B section. And you can also reduce it to a class C.
So if you would, Ms. Santucci, advise him that currently he's being charged with the Class B misdemeanor, which would be a confinement of up to 180 days in county jail and a $2,000 fine.
Okay, señor Pérez, usted ahorita enfrenta un cargo de un, I'm sorry, was this a misdemeanor you said, Your Honor?
It's a Class B misdemeanor, yes, ma'am.
De un delito menor de clase B que lleva una gama de castigo de 180 días en la cárcel y una multa de $2,000. Es la gama de castigo.
And would you also tell him that the county attorney is willing to discuss with him the possibility of reducing the charges to a Class C misdemeanor, which would be a fine only?
Of only, I'm sorry,
Please,
how much, Your Honor? I didn't hear how much.
a Class C misdemeanor.
And you said there was a fine involved as well, or no?
It could be a fine, a maximum fine of up to $500.
Okay. Entonces, el abogado del condado, procurador, está dispuesto a hablar con usted y tal vez reducir este cargo a un delito menor de clase C.
After we
Eso significa que solamente es aplicable una multa hasta $500. Es la gama de castigo. ¿Entendió usted, señor Pérez?
we have to discuss with him. Okay. So if you would, Ms. Santucci, I'm going to call the public defender's office up here to share a website with Mr. Perez on how he can apply to see if he's eligible for indigency.
Usted, señor Pérez, el juez va a pedir que el defensor público comparte un sitio web del internet con usted para que usted podría aplicar a ver si califica para abogado nombrado por la corte. ¿Entendió, señor?
Ajá, sí.
Hi, Mr. Perez. I'm Taylor with the Public Defender's Office in Alpine.
Buenos días, señor Pérez. Yo soy Taylor, yo soy abogada con el defensor público en Alpine.
Buenos días.
Good morning.
Buenos dias. I heard that you would like to apply for court-appointed counsel. Is that right?
Escuché que usted quiere aplicar para un abogado nombrado por la corte, ¿es correcto?
Sí, ajá.
Yes. Uh-huh.
Okay, so if you want to do that, you're going to go to this website.
Entonces, señor, usted, si quiere hacer eso, tiene que ir a este sitio de web. Lo ve ahí, www.texas394th.com. C-O-M. Usted puede escribir este dirección en internet. Tiene que ir allá. Is that also there, Taylor? Is it in Spanish for him to follow instructions?
Yes, there is a Spanish application on the website, so he'll be able to read everything in Spanish and fill it out in Spanish as well.
Entonces, señor Pérez, allí si usted puede llegar a ir a este sitio en el web, hay una aplicación en español. ¿Usted sabe usar el computadora para hacer eso?
No, no sé.
Okay, I asked him, Taylor, if he knows how to do this, because and he said he doesn't know.
¿Me lo puede poner otra vez para
¿Alguien en su
apuntarlo?
¿Alguien en su familia podría ayudarle a hacer eso?
Sí, a ver si me ayuda alguien. Oiga, ¿me lo puede poner otra vez para apuntarlo,
Okay.
por favor?
Okay, he wants to see it again so he can write it down. He's going to have someone in his family help him. Okay, so is somebody there?
Sí.
¿Hay alguien allí quien habla inglés o español solamente?
I speak English.
Okay, so it's www.texas394th.com. Taylor, are you still there?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, okay, yes, that's it. So can you hear me, sir? It's www.texas394th.com. That's the website, and there will be an application in Spanish that he can fill out.
Okay, thank you.
Who are you, sir? Are you related to Mr. Perez?
I'm his son.
Oh, great. Okay, so could you please help him with that?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
It'll be the
thank you, sir.
second, when you log into the website, it'll be the second black box. You should be able to click an option that has a Spanish application so he knows what he's reading. And then if he qualifies, he'll be appointed a lawyer after that.
Okay, thank you.
No
Okay.
problem.
Ok, todo bien. Ahorita su hijo le va a ayudar con eso, a hacer la aplicación en el internet. ¿Está bien, señor?
Está bien, gracias.
Ok. Ok,
So-
permíteme que vuelva, hay que regresar. Estoy esperando el juez.
So,
Okay.
so
Okay.
Mr. Perez, I will advise you that you are responsible to make sure that the court knows where to send these announcements of the next court trial. We will be having another one in approximately 30 days. That should give you ample time to go and apply for indigency.
Entonces, señor Pérez, le quiero avisar que usted es responsable mantener contacto con la corte. Usted tiene que, para que usted pueda recibir sus anuncios para la próxima fecha de corte. Tendremos corte en 30 días más o menos el próximo mes. Usted tiene que dar su dirección para recibir todos los anuncios, porque si no, faltará. ¿Me entiende, señor?
Sí, muy bien.
Okay.
That
Very
should,
fine.
that should give you plenty of time to see if you qualify for indigency.
Oh, sí, ya. Eso le dará bastante tiempo para averiguar si usted califique para abogado nombrado por la corte, por ejemplo. ¿Me entiende?
Sí,
Eso le da
ajá,
suficiente tiempo para averiguar si usted califica.
muy bien, sí, está bien.
Okay, that's good.
Do you have any further questions for this court, Mr. Perez?
¿Tiene alguna pregunta más para la corte, señor Pérez?
No, está bien.
No.
So you are free to go now.
Usted ya puede retirarse. Ya terminamos con usted.
Okay, gracias.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Hasta luego, señor.
Hasta luego.
Thank you, Ms. Santucci.
Usted puede pagar.
So cause number 7051, the state of Texas versus Luis Roberto Rivero.
Let me set the plea off, Judge.
Okay, and I see where that's the last of the arraignments. Is that correct?
Please, Your Honor.
Okay. So we'll move on to the criminal pretrials. And let's see here, I'm looking at cause number 6303. And I have an attorney, his attorney as Paul Manser. I'm sorry? Okay. So cause number 6303 has been resolved. And the next cause number is 6392, the state of Texas versus Anselmo Gomez Jr.
Also resolved.
Okay. The same attorney. Cause number 6405, the state of Chacon Guerrero.
It's making a good announcement, but I can make it. It's pretty long. We announced President ready just to be filed. Again, this is the table is an offer for pre-filed version. Mr. Chacon to decline, but anyway, Judge, may we hear from the state? I believe that last time on May 23rd, when we had we last had court, say what had withdrawn, was going to say that if we did not accept it for here today, that the office would be withdrawn. Are those offers still on the table?
Well, it's on the table today, Your Honor. State's ready to discuss the case with the officer. Take the plea, then if you have to offer it, otherwise, that's ready to.
Okay.
Mr. Chacon declines the offer. Did we get a trial date, jury trial date? I don't believe we're willing to waive the jury. I don't know if the state is wanting to waive the jury, but we will not waive the jury.
Mr. Pun?
Well, it's up to them. They will have to request a jury. My understanding is that Mr. Rodriguez may want several jury trials. So my suggestion is that you set them all at the same time. We can pick juries and then try them one after another. So, that's the suggestion.
Well, there's a clarification with the state would try the cases one after another. Of course, they got to be tried one after another. What exactly does that mean? I mean, he wants to file if we finish up on one trial on a Tuesday, then we go to trial on the next day.
Yes.
On one.
Yes.
I think here's yeah. Well, and here's the reality. The reality is that the county court has a lot of obligations. So I would also want the same thing. I have budgets coming up. So the plate is full. So I wouldn't want to linger around and have and then set one, and then I'd probably work something out where we could pick several juries and then just have a time and a date. I mean, I couldn't see any of these cases lasting more than a day or a day and a half.
Oh,
so
the SFSTs, the protocol necessary to address the SFSTs and the BWI case is just so technical, Judge, and it would take, I can tell the court right now, that it would take a minimum of 2 days to try a DWI case the way counsel for the defendant would want to try the case. In another matter, Judge, would the court prefer to go over this case first, or would the court use a random to take any case as to which one to go for this?
Let me,
The court that both case is Mr. Portillo 6249, I'm sorry, 6245. And again, he's expressed the willingness to accept the Congress. Again, I have not explained the significance of the PTD to Mr. Portillo. He is in Saltillo, Mexico, and I revealed at this time, well, the case is before the court right now is Mr. Taquan, the Mr. Portillo, lady judge. But would the court be wanting to try the cases chronologically, in other words, date of occurrence? The oldest groups.
here's what I'm looking at the docket call now.
Yes.
I have two other cases that are in someone else's hands, and then the rest are yours. So let's do this. In the essence of saving time for everyone, let me go ahead and say, let me put this on hold, and we'll come back and we'll readdress all of your cases. That way I think the public defender's office has one case pending, and then I have another person representing themselves. And then that'll give us time to be able to focus just on your cases.
Yeah, I'll get that.
So that's fine. Thank you very much. So I'm going to move on to cause number 6758, and it is the state of Texas versus Justin Joe Guevara.
Yes, Your Honor, the public defender's office is representing Mr. Guevara. Guevara is here, and he can prefer to be here in person. However, as you're aware, there was an order for a motion to continue that was signed earlier this week, because Mr. Peters and Mr. McDermott are both in San Antonio, completing their CLEs. So he does intend to plead by the next docket, but we can't do the paperwork until Mr. McDermott or Mr. Chambers have returned.
Okay, so, and I did accept the motion to continue.
Yes.
It's good to see you here, Mr. Guevara, in court. And hopefully this will it'll be resolved by next court docket. So I have nothing else unless you do.
No, Your Honor, name Mr. Guevara, be excused.
You may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. And I'm gonna jump around again.
Judge, the last case is 6433. Reached agreement with Mr. Williams.
Yes, it looks like I don't even see him on. The next cause number is 6433, the state of Texas versus Herbert Lee Williams. And
Reached agreement with him.
okay. So he has accepted an offer. So yes.
Yeah. Showing up to court, I was told that his attorney is out of town. I don't know if she has contacted her client and spoke with him about it.
Okay. Is he, where is he? Was he on this docket? I can't see him.
6601.
His lawyer informed us that she had to be out of town. Family funeral.
But I don't know if he was part of him, so if he was on to inform him.
Understand the Stewart.
Okay,
You informed her, and she's can't be here due to family circumstances.
okay, that's fine. So let me go ahead and call it, and then I'll have at least the interpreter let him know. Cause number 6601, the state of Texas versus
De Estado
Saul
de Texas
Vasquez.
versus Saúl Vázquez, señor Vázquez.
Mr. Vasquez, your attorney had an emergency, had a family emergency, and was not able to be present. She is representing you. Have you been able to get in touch with her and talk to her?
Señor Vázquez, su abogada tuvo una emergencia al último momento y no pudo asistir hoy. Usted ha hablado con ella, ¿verdad? Señor Vázquez? Excuse me, Your Honor, he's not answering. I saw him earlier on the screen, though. And, Señor Vázquez, ¿usted está allí?
He's in mute. I can see him. He's on mute.
Ok, su micrófono está apagado, señor. ¿Puede aprender su micrófono, por favor? No lo escuchamos. Ok, déjame ver. Sí, Saúl, usted está apagado su micrófono, por favor.
Can I do it from here?
Yes.
¿Sí? ¿Me escucha?
Ah, ahorita sí, señor, gracias. Usted ha escuchado la pregunta de su abogada, tuvo una emergencia al último momento, no pudo asistir hoy. Y usted sí ha podido hablar con ella, ¿verdad?
En estos días no hablé con ella porque mi teléfono se...
No, pero, ¿mande?
En estos días no hablé con ella porque mi teléfono se me quebró.
¿Se quebró?
Sí, y agarré otro teléfono.
Okay, permítame. Your Honor, he said he hasn't spoken to her in the last few days because his phone broke. He had to get a new one.
Okay.
But I did assist her in meeting with him, just so you know.
Okay, good. If you would just advise them that the court has granted the continuance based on the emergency of his counsel.
Entonces, señor Vázquez, la corte sí le dio la continuación de su caso por el hecho de la emergencia que tuvo. Y vamos a continuar el caso.
¿Está bien?
Okay.
So, please tell him that he is ultimately responsible for making sure that the court and his attorney know where he's at.
Entonces usted recuerde que usted es responsable para que la corte y su abogada sabe en dónde está usted para poder comunicarse con usted. ¿Entiende?
Sí.
Okay, let me see.
Thank you.
Mr. Ponton. Let's see here.
¿Me puede dar el número de la abogada, por favor?
Okay. Wait. Your Honor, he asked for the attorney's number, but when we met with him, I also gave him my number so that he could communicate with me to communicate with Sandy, because she doesn't speak Spanish.
Okay.
So, señor Vázquez, recuerde que yo se lo di mi número para poder comunicarse, sea por mensaje, para poder comunicar con su abogada, porque ella no habla español. ¿Recuerda usted?
Sí, recuerdo, nada más que pues en el teléfono se fue la
No tiene el número telefónico ni de ella ni de mí.
No, la verdad.
Okay, Your Honor, excuse me, because of his phone, he lost it. Can I give him my number? Then he can communicate and I can text him her phone number and everything.
Please do.
Okay. Señor Vázquez, mi número telefónico es 432, ¿sí? 294 1152. ¿Y usted tiene número nuevo?
Sí, es
Ok. Ok.
432
Otra vez, por favor, dame su número,
432
sí,
299
299.
57 50
Otra vez,
57
57
50.
50. Oh, sí. Para que reconozco quién está enviando mensajes.
Está bien.
Está bien, señor, y luego yo me voy a comunicar y le voy a enviar el número también de ella para que lo tenga. ¿Ok?
Gracias.
Your Honor, is he excused now then?
Unless he has any questions, he's, thank him for being in court today. And he's free to go.
Señor Vázquez, ¿usted tiene alguna pregunta más?
No, está todo bien, gracias.
Entonces, le agradecemos para su presencia hoy en la corte y usted ahorita se puede retirar. Ya terminamos. Está bien. Que pase buen día.
His lawyer's been in touch with my office and is worried about the end of his office case. Coming a week or two.
Okay, thank you very much. He's already logged off or he's already walked away, but
Oh, I didn't hear what Mr. Ponton said.
Mr. Pont was saying that he's been in touch with Ms. Stewart and it looks like they've come to an agreement.
Okay. So when he texts me, I will just get a hold of Sandy and maybe we can do a three-way call or something if she needs to
Very,
talk.
very good. And I appreciate you going above and beyond, Ms. Santucci.
It's what I do. It's my work. So she used me as an interpreter to work with him, Your Honor. So it's fine.
Excellent. So let me see here. If I could call Mr. Rodriguez back, it looks like the only cases, Mr. Rodriguez, would you like an interpreter here for your clients? All the remaining cases are yours.
Yes, sir, that would be fine.
Okay.
Please stand by.
Do we need one? Mr. Rodriguez needs an interpreter for his.
He would like for you to stay if you can.
Yes, of course.
And we've got a handful. I don't know the number. Let me try to do something unorthodox. And let me see first before we get going. Is there any cases on this docket that where you are representing that have that are willing to be taken care of?
They can only take care of Judge. Yeah. They were certainly palatable. And I believe that last time before we granted our more motion.
That's correct.
We've not received anything from the county attorney's office, city county attorney's office regarding my information. So I find it very, very difficult to believe and find the fact that cases have been around for years, 5 to 7 years. So, but anyway, Mr. Pond appreciates the gravity of my compliance and my promoting. The court's already ruled, granted the motion to each and every one of them. Judge, we were the court adjourned. Mr. Chacon 6-4 will not be wrong in that case, Judge. If you want to recall the case first, or we can your court, Judge, we proceed the way the court wants.
Yes, I just wanted to see if there's any low hanging fruit that we can take care of before we get into the whole. My calendar is about to be destroyed.
Yes.
So
I understand, Judge.
Yeah.
And so again, asking Mr. Chacon 6-405, do not believe that case will be resolved today.
let me, if I could call the bailiff here. If you would please, these that are highlighted in the off colors. Those three only. If you could go to to the front steps of the courthouse and call their names 3 times.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you very much. Okay,
On 6-4-5, objecting the plea offer.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's just-
I'm supposed to address, we're supposed to address the court, not each other, so, but it's.
so let me go back and call it to order then. Cause number 6405. It's the state of Texas versus Fernando Chacon Guerrero. The offense is driving while intoxicated.
I'll put the state here on the ready.
Okay, okay.
Your
Uh,
Honor, excuse me, does Mr. Chacon need me to translate what's happening right now? I don't know which of his clients speak Spanish.
The ones that are here today, both Mr. Chacon and Mr. Muniz require the services of the manager.
Okay, he said Mr. Chacon, and was the other one? It's hard to hear him.
Cross number 6632.
6632.
Okay, thank you. That helps. Okay, so Señor Chacon, he does need Spanish. Okay. Okay. El estado de Texas versus Fernando Chacon Guerrero, caso 6405. Señor Chacon, ¿me escucha? Okay. Voy a traducir.
So, Mr. Chacon has been charged with driving while intoxicated. Mr. Ponton?
Judge, make sure there's no future writ after a trial, if you would please inform Mr. Chacon that if he took a plea offer today, he would not have a conviction. And if he went to trial and was convicted, he would have.
Okay. And he's discussing an offer that has been made. Does your client know of the offer that's been made?
Yes.
And he understands that it is I'm sorry, let me have.
Your Honor, I'm sorry. It's hard for me to translate what's happening. It's hard because Mr. Ponton, of course, Mr. Rodriguez in the background. So if we can go slowly. Señor Chacon, usted está acusado de conducir en estado de ebriedad.
They're gonna approach.
Okay. Señor Chacon, usted está acusado de conducir en estado de ebriedad. ¿Me escuchó?
Sí.
Y parece que llegaron a un acuerdo usted, su abogado y el abogado del condado. ¿Entiende?
Sí.
Okay. Okay, so continue. Just we have to do pieces so I can hear.
Judge, if you just explain to him that if he took an offer today, he would not have a conviction. And if he went to trial and was convicted after a trial, he would have a conviction on his record.
Entonces, si usted, señor Chacon, acepta el acuerdo, el trato que hicieron, usted no tendrá una convicción de este cargo. Pero si usted quiere tener un juicio y pelear el caso y pierde, usted tendrá una convicción. ¿Entendió eso?
No.
No. Okay. Okay, I'm going to say it again to him slowly. So, señor, usted, hay un acuerdo entre su abogado que arregló con el procurador, con el abogado del condado. Y si usted acepta este acuerdo, usted no va a tener una convicción en su expediente. Pero si quiere juicio y quiere pelear el caso, entonces, si pierde, usted sí tendrá una convicción en su expediente. ¿Entiende?
Sí.
Okay. All right, go ahead. Next. Do you want to ask him what he wants to do, or is that what what are we doing?
The offense that a Class B misdemeanor is confinement of up to 180 days in jail and a $2,000 fine.
Entonces, si le hayan culpable una convicción por el delito de conducir en estado de ebriedad, es un delito menor de clase B que lleva un castigo hasta 180 días en la cárcel y una multa de $2,000. ¿Entendió, señor?
Sí.
If he's found guilty.
Si le hayan culpable de este cargo.
Okay.
Okay.
And if I may, I've discussed this with Mr. Chacon, and frankly, I object to the insinuation by Mr. Partners, and that I've not discussed these matters, and it's my obligation to do so. And again, in language that he can understand. Right now, I mean, he's nervous. We're all nervous, but I mean, in language that we can all understand here, sort of, I think if he loses a lot in the translation, Mr. Chacon, I've explained to him that if he takes this offer, he pays $500, which he doesn't have. And it is my opinion, as I told Mr. Chacon, that I believe that the evidence is weak in his case. And for that reason, he says, well, what's your opinion? Clients always ask lawyers, well, what do you think, lawyer? What should I do? Well, no, it's not my job to decide for you. My job is to tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly. That's it. And you decide what you want to do. And having talked to Mr. Chacon for years on this case has been hanging around for 7 years. I mean, he knows exactly what we're looking at. So that's where we are.
Okay, very well,
Yes,
very
sir.
well. So
Are we,
let's set it for trial.
Yes, sir.
Let's set it for trial.
Ms. Tucci, tell Mr.
okay, so what would you like me to convey to Mr.? I could not
That
interpret all of what Mr.
that
Rodriguez. was-
if he would like to, he's heard the plea arrangement that the county attorney's office has made, which is a fine and a dismissal, eventual dismissal, or he can choose to go to trial.
So usted, señor, ¿me escucha?
Sí.
Entonces usted ya sabe el acuerdo a que llegaron en lo cual, si usted lo acepte, no tendrá la convicción. And then you said he won't have a conviction, or what else? I was writing from this down. He won't.
It would be,
If he accepts the plea offer today, he will have no conviction, pay a fine, and the case would be dismissed in 30 days if he has no further contact with the law.
Entonces, si usted acepta el acuerdo hoy mismo, señor, usted no tendrá ninguna convicción, tendrá una multa, nada más, y luego en 30 días van a despedir este caso, usted no tendrá más contacto con la policía o la ley. ¿Me entiende eso?
Sí.
Ok, y si no la acepta, la otra opción es que usted va a juicio y pelea el caso, pero eso usted sabe si pierde, como le dijo el juez, si usted pierde en el juicio, tendrá una convicción y la gama de castigo son 180 días y $2,000 de multa. ¿Cuál de las dos opciones prefiere usted?
I would also add, Ms. Santucci, if you would let him know that we can work out a payment schedule. I don't expect him, if he doesn't have the money, we would work out a simple payment plan for him.
Y también usted, señor, si usted quiere por la multa, si acepta el acuerdo, la corte puede aceptar un plan de pagos. Usted puede pagar mensualmente algo si usted no tiene el dinero en este momento. No tiene que pagarlo todo. ¿Entiende?
Sí.
Yes. So, entonces, usted tiene que decidir entre aceptar el acuerdo, no tener una convicción, pagar una multa en pagos y después de 30 días el caso se lo despiden, o ir a juicio, pelear el caso y si pierde tendrá la convicción hasta 180 días en la cárcel, una multa de $2,000. ¿Cuál de las dos prefiere usted?
As you see, Mr. Chacon is looking to me to say, to tell him how to answer. One very important factor, statement that's missing in the significance of a jury trial as to conviction. There's nothing as to an acquittal. So I believe that the court would need to tell Mr. Chacon the significance of an acquittal. as opposed to a conviction. So far, we talked about only what the significance is.
Yeah.
Yes, of a
So,
conviction.
If you could, Mr. Pond. There's two things that will come out of a court, a trial court. It'll be a conviction of guilty or not guilty.
Entonces, señor Chacón, lo que dice es que si va a juicio, hay dos posibilidades. Uno, que le hayan culpable y el otro que no le hayan culpable y usted sale libre sin nada. O sea, ¿me entiende eso? ¿Sí?
Sí. Did he answer in the affirmative?
Yes, I couldn't hear him. I could not hear it, so I could not translate it.
Ms. Santucci, I was addressing the court, saying that obviously he answered in the affirmative, but Judge, in my humble opinion, Mr. Chacon is very confused right now. He's just he's saying yes, but he looks to me every time he answers, he's about to answer, and I don't believe that that's fair. And so
It's not, and what I'd like to do is, how about we take a 5 or 10 minute recess? And you go out in the hallway and you discuss with him. He is your client.
Yes, sir.
And I understand that. I don't want him to be nervous. I would be nervous.
Yes, sir.
So let's take a short recess. And then I'll let you come back and we'll go from there and we'll make a decision.
Yes, sir.
We'll make a decision.
Will the court adjourn on this case only, or does the court wish to continue with the docket?
Why don't you go visit with him and we'll wait 5 minutes. I think that's enough time.
Yes,
Would you agree?
yes.
Chacón, vamos a descansar unos 5 minutos para que usted pueda hablar con su abogado.
You're welcome. So this court stands in a short recess.
All right.
Thank you. No dice?
No, sir.
No, but. Okay, now let me go back in the court and then I'll swear you in and then.
Your Honor, is there anyone in line waiting? Oh, do we stop? Yes.
There is,
So, does he speak Spanish? I want to let the gentleman know what's happening. I don't know if he's on, but I know Mr. Rodriguez has one other client apparently here, 6632.
it looks like his is, what is his name?
Let me pull it up.
It has Moto G Stylus. I don't think he typed in his name.
Yeah, I guess not. So, which I'm looking for the case and the name of the defendant. 6632. Is this on the pre-trials or is it in arraignments? Was it on the arraignment? I don't see his name.
We're just gonna have to wait until we
All
call
right. Until
we call him. I mean, it's Corey.
Oh, yeah, I just wanted to let him know if so he knew.
I know, but we don't know his name or his cause number. There's no way of.
I thought they said 6632. Oh, I thought that was the gentleman that is Mr. Rodriguez, other speaker. And is that on the arraignments or is it on the pre-trials?
He's on pre-trials, but we're not aware of which one he is, which client, because he's got a few of them.
Oh, okay. Well, he told me that when I asked about the Spanish speaker, and it looked like this gentleman there that's sitting there might be, but he said somebody said 6632. I don't even see that case.
Yeah, the other gentleman is here in court.
Oh, he's in. Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he has
He's
one
in court.
here. He has two of them here in court that needed translation, and then he has.
Okay, sorry, it's all confusing.
Yes, no, it's okay.
Some are on Zoom. Okay. Well, we'll hope that the gentleman waiting will continue to wait until he's called.
Okay.
So I'll just put it on you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, sorry.
No, el otro señor, que no. te van a alcanzar los días como amorcito, porque tan chiquitas son como pañales. ¿Mande? Porque ahí le dijeron, ¿verdad? Del abogado, el otro señor que se acaba de ir, no se presentó, la abogada. Ah, qué rico.
Okay. I'm going to the bathroom.
Ahorita en la mañana nomás. No, pero sí entra, ¿no? O quién sabe.
Señor, ¿usted me escucha? Señor, ¿cómo se llama usted?
Rubén
¿Hay
Hernández.
alguien que- ¿Mande?
Rubén Hernández.
Ok, Rubén Hernández. Señor Hernández, el juez tomó un descanso de 5 minutos. Por favor, tenga paciencia y vamos a empezar de nuevo.
Ok, gracias.
Sí, de nada, señor.
¿Tiene usted que ayudarme? Porque si no, no necesito estar callado. No, sí me contestó. Sí, pero cuando le digan, no, sí, orden. Ok, sí. Sí, pues aquí no me he quitado aquí para ver si. Sí, sí tengo que. Tienen hasta papel.
No, de buena a la.
Sí.
Sí.
Espera. ¿Te enchilaste? Te enchilaste. Mío. Mío. Anda, es que qué raro, ¿verdad? Como que se despierta temprano y luego le da sueño. Y- Y están en 6, pero son planes de partida. Entonces, Miren, ahorita tengo las programas que están en cierto. Ya, tengo. Tengo también algo. Porque yo creo que allá. Sí, algo así. A mí me salió en el uniforme porque le puse camisa vaquera para niños porque puse la tienda de aquí a ver si me salía y sí me salió, pero luego me dio para irme a esta aplicación y es una aplicación igual, la descarga uno. Bueno, ya, pero esta se está llorando.
Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay, so thank you very much. Please take your seats. I'm sorry?
Can you stand by?
Absolutely. It's now 11:11. And I'll remind everybody, this is cause number 6405, the state of Texas versus Fernando Chacon Guerrero. And we are back from recess.
Yes, I've discussed, should I, I'm gonna talk slowly, I'm sure.
We have the,
You have Ms. Santucci.
Ms. Santucci, are you back on? Ms. Santucci? We might have lost her. I see you're still on there and I see her muted. Would you come and look at this gentleman and see if you recognize him? Sonia? This gentleman right here.
That's Mr. Ruben Hernandez.
Okay, so he's the next.
He's, yes, sir. He's.
Okay. Sounds good.
He's a disabled, you know. I want to remove his head.
We will in a minute. Ms. Santucci? We may have lost Ms. Santucci. I still see her on there. I still see it muted, but she could have stepped away. You can, or if you okay, we can proceed.
I'm back. I'm back, Your Honor. Sorry.
She's back. No, that's fine. That's fine. Thank you so much.
Mhm.
So we're back from recess, and we've called, Mr. Guerrero's case again.
Okay.
Cause number 6405. So
Caso
you,
6405, señor Guerrero, ¿usted me escucha?
Sí.
Ok. Vamos a empezar de nuevo.
okay.
And I'll go a little slower, Judge. I have discussed the options that Mr. Chacon has available to him.
Platiqué con señor Chacón sus opciones.
And he understands the significance of a full-blown jury trial,
Él entiende la significancia de un juicio por jurado,
which namely are only but two options, an acquittal or a conviction.
que puede terminar en dos opciones, que es la no culpable o una convicción.
And I've also explained to Mr. Chacon the significance of the offer that's on the table.
Y también expliqué, señor Chacón, a la significancia de la oferta que está en la mesa.
And that offer being a pretrial diversion.
O sea, la oferta que sea una diversión previa a juicio.
And suffice it to say that Mr. Chacon has assured me that he understands the difference between the two.
Y le quiero decir que el señor Chacón me avisó que él entiende la diferencia entre los dos.
And that he chooses to go to trial on this.
Y que él elige ir a juicio en este caso.
And he understands that if he's convicted,
Y entiende si le condenan,
that if he's found guilty, that the maximum punishment that the law would impose would be 180 days,
y que serían culpables, la máxima pena que va a imponer la ley sería 180 días
and a fine of $2,000.
y una multa de $2,000.
And he also understands the significance of being acquitted.
Y también entiende la significancia de una absolución.
And that acquittal would mean that he would go home without having to pay any more monies.
Y él entiende que esta absolución significa que puede regresar a casa sin pagar más dinero.
And certainly to go home without having to spend any 1 hour, any day in jail.
Y por cierto, no tiene que pasar ni un día ni una hora en la cárcel, sí, con la absolución.
That's our
Eso.
Okay.
Es,
I will say that, where does Mr. Guerrero reside?
¿Dónde vive, señor Guerrero?
He resides in Presidio.
En Presidio.
Does he work?
¿Trabaja?
He is partly disabled. He has a bad leg, but his trade is that of a mason.
Okay.
He does mason.
So I will consult with the county attorney's office and the clerk's office to find the best date.
Yes.
So,
Voy a consultar con el abogado del condado y con la secretaria del condado para buscar la fecha adecuada.
so very good.
Muy bien.
Did Mr. Chacon understand everything?
¿Entendió, señor Chacón, a lo que yo le traducí?
Sí, ella.
¿Entendió bien?
Sí.
Gracias. Yes, yes, yes.
Mira,
Would you tell him that I will set a jury trial? I will try to set the trial up in Presidio where he resides. And it will be at a date that's convenient with the state.
Señor Chacón, el juez va a programar su juicio, va a tratar de programarlo en Presidio donde usted vive.
ok. Ujú. Está bueno.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
Y será una fecha que será conveniente para el Estado. ¿Entiende?
La fecha que.
Será en una fecha que será conveniente para el Estado.
Ok. Ujú. Ok, está bueno. Oiga.
Okay, that's fine.
Very good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Good luck.
Thank you. We're excused.
Okay.
Your Honor, excuse me, while you had left, it's Mr. Ruben Hernandez is the older gentleman that was sitting waiting, and he speaks Spanish. So I'm just letting you know that I told him he would be back, but he's the other gentleman we were talking about before.
And he is next. He is
Okay.
next. So cause number 6274, the state of Texas versus Ruben Hernandez. The offense is driving while
El
intoxicated.
estado de Texas versus Ruben Hernández.
Roll
Señor,
call.
¿nos escucha?
Sí.
Yes, okay.
Would you ask him to please remove his hat?
¿Puede por favor quitar su sombrero, señor? Usted está en corte ahorita.
Puede quitar su sombrero.
¿Mande?
Que quite el sombrero.
Sombrero, por favor. Gracias.
Thank you.
Rod Ponton for the state, we're ready.
Rod Patton para el Estado, ¿está listo?
And Antonio Rodriguez from Mr. Hernandez.
Y Antonio Rodríguez de parte del señor Hernández.
Sí.
Okay.
The last case, Judge, the state has made an offer to Mr. Rodriguez for a pretrial diversion if his client wanted to take it today.
Okay.
Entonces, es igual que el otro caso, el Estado hizo una oferta de una diversión previa al juicio. Si el señor Hernández quiere aceptarlo hoy,
This would be a payment of a fee of $500 and no conviction, the case would be dismissed.
Sería un pago de $500, no tendrá ninguna convicción y el caso se lo van a despedir. ¿Entendió, señor Hernández?
Que si quiere pagar $500 y el caso ya ni siquiera.
Él no escucha bien. Is there,
No.
you speak?
No, no escucho muy bien.
No,
Es que
Okay.
me está ayudando mi hija.
Ajá,
Sí.
okay. So did you hear what we
Por
said?
favor.
Es que, señor, el juez, el procurador, el abogado del condado dijo, si usted acepta esta oferta, no tendrá ninguna convicción, tendrá que pagar una multa de $500, tal vez pueden abonos, y después lo van a despedir el caso. O sea, ya termina todo si usted acepta la oferta que le ofreció el condado de Presidio. ¿Entiende?
Sí.
Okay. All right. He understood that. Just to let the court know, he is a little hard of hearing, and he has his daughter, I believe, present to help him to repeat what they're hearing. But he heard me that time.
Okay,
Should I respond?
please.
Yes, sir. Again, I would make the same announcement to the court that I'm making after Mr. Chacon. Mr. Hernandez's case has been around since April 21st of 2017. That's of course over 6 years ago. And I've discussed at length, Judge, again, the significance of a trial by jury, as well as the significance of a pretrial diversion. I discussed this because the offer was finally made as of last month or a couple of months ago by the state's attorney. And I believe he understands, because I did not visit with Mr. Hernandez personally. I did not go to his house, but I did talk to him at length over the phone. And his caretaker, who was his daughter, was present, and she assured me that he was understanding everything that we were discussing. Judge, I would make the same announcement that it was my understanding that Mr. Hernandez wishes to exercise his right, especially his right to a trial by jury.
Okay.
And I would, if the court wishes, I can certainly visit with personally, go to the house and visit Mr. Hernandez if I am so instructed by the court to do so. And I can get it in writing, Judge. I will make I know that I'm going too fast here. I'm sorry, Ms. Santucci, but should I allow her to catch up to?
Would you,
Yes, Your Honor. I can't talk over him, and we don't have a Spanish-English channel for me to do concurrent translation, which would be effective if I could, but go ahead. And what would you like me to? I will translate your words to the defendant.
very good. Do you want Mr. Rodriguez to start over, or?
Well, I can summarize it. So if he would like. So, Señor Hernández, su abogado acaba de explicar que él habló con usted sobre la ventaja y desventaja de aceptar el acuerdo y ir a juicio, que él explicó todas las consecuencias y que él, según lo que piensa, que usted prefiere el juicio que aceptar el acuerdo. ¿Es así, señor?
Sí. Así es.
Es así. Okay, so su hija, I don't, yeah, he said that's right. That's it. Yes.
So do remind him that there are two things that could happen if we have a jury, if we have a trial.
So hay dos cosas, señor, que pueden suceder si usted tendrá un juicio. Uno, go ahead, Your Honor.
One is he will be found guilty, and the other is he may be found not guilty.
Entonces, uno es que le hayan culpable y el otro es que le hayan no culpable. Si le hayan culpable, go ahead and you can explain them to him so I can go through them.
if he is found guilty, he can be punished by up to 180 days in a county jail and a fine of up to $2,000.
Entonces, señor Hernández, si le haya culpable el jurado en su juicio, le puede dar hasta 180 días en un cárcel del condado y una multa de $2,000. And do you want me to, and if they don't find him, I just didn't know. ¿Entendió, señor?
Sí, si usted va a la corte, si lo hallan culpable, le van a dar 180 días, ¿verdad? De cárcel.
Sí, es lo que dijo el juez. Si él pierde en el juicio, le van a dar, si pierde y le haya al culpable el jurado, 180 días y una multa de $2,000.
It could be up to.
Podría ser hasta.
Podría, hasta.
O sea, la gama de castigo, la máxima 180 días es la máxima y la máxima multa son $2,000. Es la máxima gama de castigo. Si le hayan culpable.
And Judge, may I also add that Ms. Santucci translates.
Okay, I'm sorry, they're saying something. Disculpa. Señor, ¿usted dijo algo?
Digo, puedo pagar los $500 en abonos porque
Can
no puedo trabajar.
Can I pay the $500 in payments because I don't have any work? Your
Yes.
Honor, he's asking the court if he can pay the $500 in payments.
And Judge, I don't remember not step on your heels.
No, we could come up with a simple payment plan. I have no problem with that. I'm trying to see what other options, because I do recognize that he's disabled.
Okay.
And-
El juez acaba de decir que sí podemos arreglar un plan de pagos por los 500 y voy a averiguar qué otro remedio habrá. Porque usted está discapacitado.
Sí.
This is somewhat judge, work out some, would you be able to suggest some kind of assistance at the Legion or Veterans Service or something?
And that's what I'm hoping that we could find, if there was something, some kind of community service where he could, yeah.
Okay, I won't translate until you, that's all.
Well, I'm thinking, tell him that, or do you have anything to add, Ms. Rodriguez?
Yes, sir. It is my, again, humble opinion that the way the tone of his voice is that, well, shucks, if I'm convicted, then I'm going to go to jail for a possibility of maybe 180 days and then that possibility fine of 2,000. But there was no mention of the fact that he is also would be eligible for probation should the jury decide that he's eligible, that he deserves probation. So that wasn't mentioned. I would say that needs to be addressed to Mr.
So, Ms. Santucci, if you could tell him that there is if he's found not guilty, it could end. He could also be found anywhere and up to probation if he is found guilty.
Entonces, señor, el juez dijo, usted también, si va al juicio y si le hayan no culpable en el juicio, puede ser que será será nada, y si le hayan culpable puede ser libertad condicional. O sea, hay otras opciones en el juicio si usted pierde o gana el juicio. ¿Entendió?
And yes.
No, yo quiero pagar.
I want to
Quiero
pay.
pagar los 500 pesos.
I want to pay the $500.
Okay.
You can contact my office in the city over what that
That's
is.
Are you firm on that amount?
Well, we could reduce it to about half.
Okay. So if you, in speaking with the county attorney, we will if he accepts the pretrial diversion, the county attorney has agreed to reduce the fine amount to $250.
Señor Hernández, el abogado del condado dijo, si usted está dispuesto a aceptar el desvío previo al juicio, él le va a reducir este multa hasta $250 si usted lo acepta hoy.
And I will have him contact through his attorney, the county attorney, and make a payment plan that is acceptable.
Y usted puede ponerse en contacto con el señor Ponte, el abogado del condado, para arreglar un plan de pagos que es aceptable. ¿Entendió, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
Okay. Anything else?
No, sir, I believe that's, we didn't address the pretrial diversion significance, but we did talk at length yesterday and on last month before we.
Okay.
So
If you would remind him that the pretrial diversion requires for him to not get in any trouble with the law for the next 30 days, starting today.
Señor Hernández, recuerda que es el desvío previo al juicio significa que usted no puede tener ningún problema con la ley empezando hoy y por 30 días. ¿Entiende usted?
Sí.
Yes.
Very good.
Muy bien.
Okay, so the case is settled.
Entonces, ya está puesto el caso. And can Mr. Hernandez, what would you like me to tell Mr. Hernandez now, Your Honor?
Tell him that either his attorney, Mr. Rodriguez, or he can contact the county attorney's office in Presidio to discuss the payment plan.
Y entonces, señor Hernández, ¿me escucha? Junto a su hija, que usted puede ponerse en contacto con su abogado o usted también puede contactarse directamente a la oficina del señor Ponton, el abogado del condado de Presidio, para arreglar el plan de pagos para esa multa. ¿Entendió, señor?
Sí, está bien.
Sí, está bien.
Okay, that's fine. Muchas gracias.
And
Que tengan buen día.
he is free to
Le agradecimos su presencia hoy en la corte.
Gracias.
Ok, gracias.
Nada. Ok, usted puede despedir. You can go now. Thank you. Se puede despedir. Gracias. Retírase. Ok. What else?
Okay. Cause number 6632.
Wait. Okay.
Okay, are you ready? Sorry, Ms. Santucci.
Yes, is this another Spanish speaker? Yes, Your Honor. I'm just.
It is.
Okay.
This is cause number 6632. This is the case of the state of Texas versus Candelario Gomez Muñiz.
Okay, let me find him. 60. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the docket. Is this on the pretrials? Yes, 6632.
It is on pretrials.
Okay, 62. Oh, I don't see it on mine. Wait a minute. Yeah, I'm sorry, Your Honor. I'm seeing 6632. I'm not finding on my, oh, there it is. I see it now. Sorry. Candelario Gomez Muñiz. Okay. El Estado de Texas versus Candelario Gomez Muñiz, caso 6632.
Okay, Mr. Ponton.
State ready, Your Honor.
El Estado está listo. Señor Gómez Muñiz, ¿usted me escucha?
Sí, señora.
Ok, gracias.
And, I'm gonna go here from Mr. Muniz and Mr. Muniz.
Okay, if you would proceed.
Right, sir. Well, Judge, same announcement. We've discussed, Mr. Muniz and I have discussed the significance as to the difference between a trial by jury and the offer that's on the table. I think we can repeat the same litany of questions and should the court wish to proceed.
Okay,
So,
Judge, the plea offer on the table today, Mr. Muniz accepted it, offer pretrial diversion.
El señor Gómez Muñiz, la oferta del condado en la mesa hoy, si usted lo acepte, es un desvío previo al juicio.
And this means that he would pay a fine or a fee of $500, which could be paid out in payments.
Y eso significa que usted pagaría una multa de $500 pagado, podemos hacer un plan pagado mensualmente en abonos, si usted quiere.
And if he's not in trouble in the next 30 days, the case would be dismissed and he would have no conviction.
Y si usted no se mete en ningún problema legal entre los siguientes 30 días, ese caso lo va a despedir, desaparece y usted no tendrá una convicción.
And his record would be clean.
Y su expediente estará limpio.
That would be if he accepted the plea offer.
Solo si usted acepte este acuerdo, la oferta de resolucionar este caso. ¿Entendió, señor?
Sí, señora.
And
Yes,
if you reject the plea offer, you have the option to go to trial.
También la otra opción es que usted tiene derecho a un juicio por jurado.
See, if you go to trial, you have the right to a trial by jury.
Que si usted quiere juicio, tiene el derecho a un juicio por jurado.
And after that jury trial, you stand the risk of two things happening. Be found guilty.
Entonces, si usted tiene este juicio, corre el riesgo que dos cosas suceden. Uno es que el jurado le haya culpable.
And that you could be subject to up to 6 months in jail.
Entonces, está sujeto hasta la posibilidad de 6 meses en la cárcel.
Up to $2,000 fine.
Y hasta una multa hasta $2,000 máximo.
And a conviction of a DWI on your record.
Y una convicción de conducir en estado de ebriedad en su expediente.
And also at a jury trial, the jury could also be find you not guilty.
Pero también en el juicio por jurado, el jurado podría hallar que usted no es culpable.
So today your option is to decide whether to accept the plea offer of pretrial diversion or go to jury trial.
Entonces hoy usted tiene estas dos opciones y tiene que decidir si usted quiere aceptar la oferta para el desvío previo al juicio o prefiere tener el juicio y pelear el caso.
would you like to consult with your client?
yeah, it is one to.
Okay.
Yeah. We don't have to leave it.
No, that's fine.
Okay, so are we going to take another
There's a
recess?
room
Your
there
Honor?
if you want to use that room. If I could, in the interim, I'm going to call my bailiff. And bailiff, if you would raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you very much. I asked you with the following cause numbers, cause number 6715, the state of Texas versus Richard Aguilar. And cause number 6982, Jesus Alfredo Banda. And cause number 6971, the state of Texas versus Brant Shepherd Buchanan. and you were to go to the front of the courthouse and call their name
Yes, Your Honor.
distinctly and loudly 3 times.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did any of those names respond?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. So I ask that, and I make an order for a judgment nisi and for a failure to appear and a warrant be posted for their arrest. Thank you very much.
Yes, Your Honor.
Judge, we're ready.
Okay, so Ms. Santucci,
Yes, Your Honor.
okay, here we go.
Okay, we're ready.
Well, we have Mr. Rodriguez is back and his client. Mr. Candelario Gomez Muniz is also back. And Mr. Rodriguez.
Yes, sir. Well, I discussed and briefly discussed, matter we discussed previous to today, and Mr. wishes to exercise his press rights at your trial.
Okay.
I couldn't hear what he said. Okay, so you can announce that to his, whatever.
If you
Go ahead.
wish, Ms. May I make the announcement
Please,
again?
please.
The announcement is that I've discussed the significance of the differences between going to trial and getting convicted or getting acquitted versus taking the pretrial diversion offer that's on the table.
Ok, entonces expliqué las diferencias entre ir a juicio y tener una convicción, una absolución, y la oferta que está en la mesa.
And again, Mr. Muniz has decided to exercise his right to a trial by jury.
Y el señor Muniz decidió que quiere exigir su derecho a juicio por jurado.
Sí, señora.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. Pond, do you have anything further?
Nothing further.
Okay, so
No,
the
I know.
same, tell him, I will set a trial by jury. He also lives in Presidio.
He does.
Okay, so I will find the date. The next time he appears before the court, he will appear, it will be he will be ready to go before either my court or a jury, depending on what we decide between the clerk's office and the county attorney's office and my office.
Yes, sir.
Entonces voy a programar una fecha para el juicio y voy a averiguar con la secretaria del condado y mi oficina para ver la fecha adecuada. ¿Entendió, señor?
Sí, señora.
Yes.
Judge, we'll be filing a whole bunch of trial motions. Ms. Santucci.
Señor, señor juez, su señoría, vamos a presentar varias mociones ante la corte.
And was wanting to know when the court would wish to take those up. We didn't take them up. I believe these trial motions would be in the nature of having to get a ruling prior to the date of trial.
Yes.
Entonces, yo quiero saber cuándo la corte lo quiere considerar. Me imagino que lo que me gustaría ver es que podemos arreglar algo antes de la corte, del juicio.
And so we would just ask the court to, before the trial date, we don't know when the court, of course, there's 2 or 3 other cases. I believe we're down to 3 cases that'll be going to trial. If the court, when the court would wish to place this matter on the trial docket, the court doesn't know yet.
Yes.
I'm assuming.
Or I'm sorry, it was really hard a little, Mr. Producer. Yeah, so.
I'm sorry, I'll make it shorter.
It's hard to hear you because you're, go ahead.
Yeah, we want to know when the court would set this matter for a pretrial motions hearing, and how soon thereafter the court would set the trial hearing.
Entonces, queremos saber cuándo la Corte pondría, programaría en la agenda de la Corte para una audiencia por las mociones y cuándo va a programar el juicio.
So I want to make sure that here's my thought process. This case has been pending for how long?
This case was filed, Judge, on April 5th of 2019.
So that's 4 years.
Entonces, este caso está pendiente desde el 5 de abril 2019, o sea, 5 años.
So I would imagine in those 4 years, a lot of these motions should have already been addressed or
So me
submitted.
imagino entre los 4 años, varios de esos mociones lo tenía que haber considerado.
So I'm gonna be tough on allowing any kind of motions to come in that would, and they have to be extraordinary. So I'm asking the county attorney, is it fine if Mr. Rodriguez has a motion, he comes straight to me and then I make a judgment on it myself?
But you'll need to file it and give me an opportunity to reply to it if needed. And then I think you can set these things for pretrial hearing, and they could be more quick and informal matter.
Okay.
It could even be the week before trial. Whatever.
That's fine. I would think my goal is to set the jury trials in the next 30 to 45 days.
Me espero programar el juicio por jurado entre los siguientes 30 y 45 días.
That's my goal.
Es mi meta.
And again, I'll try to be as brief and as deliberate as I can in my address to the court. Again, Mr. Cotton just told the court exactly how it should proceed. But where has he been the entire time that these cases have been on file?
Ahorita el señor Ponte le dijo a la corte cómo debe de proceder, pero ¿dónde ha estado él durante todo ese tiempo que está presentado?
And the reason I mention that, Judge, is because saying that the court just mentioned to me or addressed me by saying that why have I not filed trial motions for? Because we did not know what the status was on these cases, including this case.
No presentamos mociones a la corte porque no sabíamos el estado de estos casos.
And I recognize this.
Reconozco.
I recognize that
Sí.
I am a newly elected judge. I've been
Soy
in office for
nuevo
only
juez
a few months,
entre unos meses.
and I cannot control the way
No puedo
this
controlar.
was, who
Lo
sat
que-
here, and who was setting docket,
¿Quién estaba programando la agenda?
moving cases forward. The
Y
only
quita-
thing I can do
Los casos. Lo único que puedo hacer yo
is continue to
es
address
continuar,
the cases
dirigir los casos
and make the cases as speedy and as quickly as possible.
y acelerar los casos lo más que pueda.
Consistent with interest of justice, of course.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir. And in that regard, you mentioned speedy trial. We filed a motion for speedy trial in this case.
Presentamos un caso para el juicio acelerado en este caso.
We filed a motion for speedy trial a few years ago. It's as it was finally into
I
oblivion.
can't hear.
And I recognize that.
Y
The court
reconoce-
recognizes.
La corte reconoce eso.
Unfortunately, again, I'll just reiterate.
Desafortunadamente,
I wasn't
después
sitting in this chair, but today I'm sitting in this chair.
Yes.
que yo no estaba sentado en esa silla, pero hoy estoy sentado en esa silla.
It's just my concern that the court would be tough on its rulings.
I can't hear Mr. Rodriguez, so I can't translate.
He can,
Sorry.
so awkward. I understand. No, I said, what was I saying? But again, we would like if we're gonna try a case, Judge, the cases that are going to trial,
Este caso al juicio.
then I would request that in this case, the speedy trial motion case be addressed first. But who am I to tell?
Al menos la moción para el juicio acelerado se lo
The only thing I'm gonna announce today is that
Lo único que voy a
accept
anunciar
that we're gonna move forward with
que vamos a seguir adelante
with the trial date.
con la fecha del juicio.
And I will not set the date yet.
Y no voy a programar la fecha aún.
But my plan is to move forward and as quickly as possible. And
Mi plan es seguir adelante lo más pronto
for all
posible
sides to be ready.
para que todos ambos lados sean listos.
Very good.
Muy bien.
You're welcome. Okay. So we have cause number 6245, the state of Texas versus Eusebio Santos Portillo.
Yes.
Does Mr. Santos Portillo speak only Spanish? Excuse me, Your Honor.
They started calling at 9:30. And I don't, it's 30 minutes before court. I don't think I'm returning to court. They did speak with the county clerk's office and said they were sick. They do not have a doctor's now.
Yes.
There was a call that we're not able to. This is the call and it's private phone. Call that you're not connected. And also.
And I do recall, I believe he was one of the gentlemen that we had said that was on the previous docket, and we said he was to be required to be present in court.
Judge, it was a note here that he accepted.
Well, it would be wrong.
He was supposed to be in there. Personally.
If I may, Judge, I just heard from Mr. Santos Portillo as yesterday around 3:30, 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
So put me in a precarious situation as well.
It does, and I go back and I look at this, filing date was 2017.
February 7th of 2017.
Yeah. So and then that's where I go back and I get frustrated that the case has been pending for now again, whose fault? There's blame to go around everywhere. But we have to move forward. We have to move forward. So I'm going to, do you have anything to add, Mr. Pond?
Checking to get a confirmation. System.
That's fine.
6245.
Okay. And it really is unacceptable the day before having 30 days. Now, I understand emergencies.
Oh.
I truly do.
No, it's a mistake.
Okay,
I just put a note on that.
so that is fine. I'll tell you, I'm very frustrated that he's not here. I'm very frustrated that he was supposed to be in court, and for him to be calling my office half an hour before court and seek another extension. I understand emergencies. I really do. I'm very compassionate.
And he is in Sausalito, Mexico.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
But
okay.
again, I did scold him. I told him.
Yeah.
Mr. Portillo, why are you
Yeah.
calling us out?
Yeah.
So he said, well, you cannot schedule sicknesses and you cannot schedule.
Yeah.
Impromptu operations on your wife. So
Yeah. Mr. Ponton, do you have anything to add?
No,
I do know in the past, if it was like an emergency, if they bring forward a note from a doctor.
Yeah.
that you would, I mean, if it's going to feel like it's setting that off, we would need to provide
Yes,
documentation.
Maybe issue a bond forfeiture, I signed withhold the warrant, so doctor's note in the next 3 days or something.
I agree. I'm gonna issue an order of judgment night side. And for his bond to be forfeited and for a warrant to be placed for his arrest. The only way to stop that is for him to come before the court and prove the facts of his emergency, declare his emergency and prove it to the court.
In person.
Yes,
Yeah, if there is an eyesight on file, Judge Porter, in Salcedo, Mexico, he'll be detained at the port of entry, as you know.
okay,
So that may complicate matters a bit. We respect whatever issue order the court is imposing.
he also resides in Presidio.
No, sir, he now resides in Salcedo.
Okay,
He used to, he does have family in Presidio, but he now resides in Salcedo. That's where the doctors are for both his wife and for himself.
okay,
That's my understanding.
very good. So just to reiterate, cause number 6245, the state of Texas versus Eusebio Santos Portillo. He was not present. He was ordered to be present. Judgment nisi has been ordered. And for his bond to be revoked and a warrant issued for his arrest. Cause number 6249.
6249.
State of Texas versus Oscar Ramos.
Is an interpreter, Your Honor, required in Mr. Ramos' case?
They have an announcement to make, Ms. Santucci.
Okay,
Yeah, this case has been disclosed for Oscar Ramos.
That's the way 3 years ago.
Did you hear that, Ms. Santucci?
I'm sorry, no, I did not, Your Honor.
Mr. Cotton, would you like to make the announcement?
Mr. Ramos was deceased,
Mr. Ramos is deceased and the case is, I assume it's going to be dismissed.
I see. Oh, okay.
And also my administrative assistant is telling me that looking at the docket, you are free to go.
Okay, Your Honor, thank you. I just, I'm available again. If something happens, I'm available by phone. They have my number and I can log back in should something change.
Okay, thank you so very much for everything. Thank you for your patience.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, Your Honor. Have a good day.
You too. So cause number 6249, the state of Texas versus Oscar Ramos. He is deceased.
Yes.
And
Dismissal will be
a very good. The state is satisfied and it will be dismissed.
It will be good.
You can call the attorney's office and the clerk's office and look at that.
Yeah.
Thanks. Okay. Let me go to cause number 66. Oh, we already did Mr. Vasquez, right? Okay. So the final one is cause number 6701, the state of Texas versus Antonio Rodriguez for reckless driving.
That's right.
Okay.
Antonio Rodriguez, President, ladies.
Okay. How would you like to proceed?
Oh, Judge, it's not for me to say how we proceed. But the thing is here is that we this thing will be going to trial, and this is
Very
the
good.
only case the state wants the defendant to plead guilty for the final conviction. And so for that reason among others, this thing will be asked to be placed, we would ask it to be placed on the jury trial docket, unless, of course, the state is willing to waive a jury, which the defendant is ready and willing to do so as well, in which case we would go before the bench.
Okay. Mr. Ponton?
For right now, we just like to be set on jury docket. We can try this case and get the jury case.
Okay, very good.
And actually, I think we cannot try this consecutively as Mr. Palmer wishes that it be done. In the first place, I had my very severe, very severe reservations as to whether or not we can pick 3 juries. We have hard enough time picking just one. If you talk to the district judge, and it's very difficult to get a veneer examination. But regardless of whether or not we do or not, Judge, we request our 10-day. We cannot try these cases consecutively. It's illegal. We would be requesting. So far, we can have 3 on our cases. Today, we have 3 cases that are on the jury trial.
Correct.
So we would request 10 days at a minimum for preparation. And we would also request that the matter again on this gets the youngest case, that the 6701. We will request also that we be filing on all 3 cases that are set for jury trial. We would be filing final motion. So that's our announcement.
Okay, so I will, and just like I said earlier, I'm not prepared. I am prepared to say we're going to go to trial. I'm not prepared to say what order or what dates until I consult with the county attorney's office and the clerk's office to make sure that there's no conflict and we can do them all. I also take note that you're concerned about the ability to seat multiple juries. It's something that I won't do. I won't do it. I won't do it hastily. I'm going to reach out to other more tenured, veteran, experienced attorneys. I will also consult with the TAC, the Texas Association of Counties, and I will probably also consult my district judge. And then I'll make my. We'll go from there. So
I would like to comment, Judge, that in my experience, choosing a jury for the misdemeanors is much quicker and less problematic process than for some of the felonies. If this court has a hard time getting a juror for, because there's always jurors that have more issues with some of the issues that come up in serious felony cases that go to trial. And there's very few issues that jurors have expressed in the past, but they have the issue to be raised in this case. So certainly an easier process in my experience.
And I believe it will be also. I do believe that we can, that there is a pool large enough for us to draw from. But again, I'll consult with the clerk's office and see, has it ever been done? Can it be done? Is it? And I'll get the answers to those. I probably think it can be done.
Well, I can tell you that in federal court in Pecos, when Judge Counts picks juries for trials in federal cases, they call a large jury panel in, and then they question the jury panel for the first case, and lawyers make their strikes. People that are left over go back on the panel. Panel sits around and waits. Call the panel back in. Second case. Lawyers bring the judge tells about the case. Lawyers make the strike. People that don't get paid go back on the panel. Back to the third case. When everybody cases he has, he's going to set the jury trial that week, but 2 weeks whenever he has. That's the way Judge Counts does it in federal court.
Yeah. I can only, and I'll let you reply here in a minute. I can only, I can't even imagine. We're a small county. We don't have a big population. But I can only imagine in some of the larger venues, Bear County, Harris County, there has to be a mechanism to make this go and make them be the most efficient with time. Obviously, the goal is justice. That's the goal.
And the problem with that here, Rick, is having the majority of the jury pool sitting. Jury trials in Marfa. You lose a lot of people who don't want to drive from the city of Marfa,
Yeah.
or they don't have a ride that's important.
Yeah.
If the jury panel and the jury picking was happening in the city, maybe the trial, maybe even the trial itself, I think you have a higher percentage persons attending the picking of the jury than the night.
Mr. Rodriguez?
Yeah, well, in the first place, I mean, it's not for me to dictate or pontificate as to the decorum, but again, whenever the attorneys are addressing the court, we're supposed to stand, but again, that's fine. It's not for me to say anything about Mr. Rod sitting down, but as far as trying cases, he said, well, it's been his experience. My question would be, when was the last time you tried a case in the city of county? When was the last time you tried a case in federal court? And in federal court, Judge Counts, and that's all the district judges, they have a few, like 5 or 6 times on what's wrong. In this case, being a misdemeanor, or even if it was a felony, the cases that we set for tentatively for jury trial, we only have the state of County to draw from. And again, it's exactly this one thing I agree with Mr. Compton. People in Presidio, as you probably already know, Judge, are loath to travel to Marfa for something that they deem insignificant. Maybe it's their right as citizens, or their duty, I should say, not right as citizens, to respond to doing something. And so it's going to be difficult, but again, be that as it may, I will be standing by for whichever cases the court wishes to try first of the 3 cases that we announced,
Very good.
and we'll go from there.
Very good.
Could we go, like, make sure I have the basis to the set the group on?
Yes. And I have those if you want me to. I will. It's cause number 6405, the state of Texas versus Fernando Chacon Guerrero. And it is the case number 6632, the state of Texas versus Candelario Gomez Muñiz. And cause number 6701, the state of Texas versus Antonio Rodriguez.
We're good.
Very good.
Judge, I mean, we address other matters, too, Judge, or I'm looking one now, but there are 4 other cases. If the court is intent on, for purposes of the grants and what can be moved cases, I have 4 cases that have been around for a long time as well that were not docketed. And I was wondering if the court could request that the state announce as to whether or not they're going to proceed with those cases eventually, or whether it's its intent to dismiss. I can give the court the names of the defendants if the court wishes for us to do so. But again, I have four files, and now these are retained clients, and they want to know what the status is on their cases.
You know, and I'll tell you right now, the docket was set, and here's what I will say. Where I'd say where I'm pleased. Where I'm pleased is when I first walked in here, we had a list a mile long, and we've really done good cleaning off the docket, moving things around, and having court consistently on a schedule. And it's been a big pain. So, and again, as we dish out who's at fault and who's sharp and who's weak and problematic, Again, I'll thank you guys for your patience. We're just learning how to get through this. I think this is enough now for us to deal with.
Judge, he's already fired from my office.
Okay.
He asked me to put a report on it.
And my goal is gonna be to continue. I do not want to interrupt the docket. I like the fact that we're being consistent with the docket. I want to continue that. So again, when I go back and I look at the calendar and I get everything settled, my goal is to not stop the docket from happening or arraignments from happening. They will continue. I'm just gonna have to massage the calendar.
So this is refreshing, this is a welcome change from the prior administration, that we have doctor calls every month.
Good.
And it's, well, that's admirable, and we appreciate that.
You're very welcome. You're very welcome. Does anybody have anything else to add? So with that, it is now 12:10 and county court is adjourned. David, thank you so much. I appreciate it.